What's the smartest way you've tested your daughter's boyfriend? My daughter Emma started dating this guy named Tyler when she was 17. Nice enough kid, always polite when he came over, but something felt off about him. Too perfect, you know? Like he was putting on a show whenever I was around. Emma was completely head over heels. Talked about him constantly, spent every free minute texting him, even changed her college plans to stay closer to home so they could keep dating. As her dad, that worried me. I didn't want to be the overprotective father who drove her away by forbidding the relationship, but I also needed to know what kind of person Tyler really was when he thought nobody was watching. So I came up with a plan. I told Emma I had to work late one Friday night and wouldn't be home until after midnight. Really, I parked down the street where I could see our house, but Tyler couldn't see my car. Around 8 p.m., Tyler's car pulls into our driveway. Emma comes running out to meet him, and they go inside. Everything looks normal so far. They're probably just going to watch movies and order pizza. But then around 10:30, two more cars pull up. A bunch of teenagers get out carrying cases of beer and bottles I couldn't identify from my distance. Tyler had invited people over for a party at my house without asking. I'm sitting there watching stranger kids walk into my home, drinking alcohol, probably making a mess. My first instinct was to storm in there and kick everyone out, but I waited. I wanted to see how Tyler would handle things. Within an hour, the party was getting loud. I could hear music thumping and kids yelling in my backyard. Then I see Emma come outside looking upset. She's talking to Tyler, clearly trying to get him to end the party, but he's ignoring her. That's when things got interesting. One of Tyler's friends started throwing empty bottles over our fence into the neighbor's yard. Another kid was letting our dog out of the backyard gate, and I watched her run toward the street. I had to get out of my car and catch our dog before she got hit by a car. By the time I got back to my hiding spot, Emma was standing in the front yard crying while Tyler and his friends laughed about something inside the house. That was enough for me. I drove around the block and came back home like I was just getting off work. Pulled into the driveway with my headlights on, making sure everyone knew I was there. Kids started pouring out of my house like ants. Some jumping over the back fence, others running out the front door. Tyler was trying to hide beer bottles behind the couch when I walked in. Emma looked terrified, but Tyler put on his fake smile and said, "Oh hey, Mr. Martinez, we were just hanging out watching a movie. These guys just stopped by for a minute." The house reeked of alcohol and someone had spilled something sticky all over my kitchen floor. There was a cigarette burn in my coffee table and muddy footprints all through the living room. I looked Tyler right in the eye and said, "Really? Just watching a movie?" He nodded, still trying to play innocent. "Yeah, just a quiet night in." That's when I pulled out my phone and showed him the photos I'd taken from down the street. Pictures of kids carrying beer into my house, Tyler laughing while Emma cried, his friend throwing bottles into the neighbor's yard. Tyler's face went white. He started stammering about how it wasn't his idea, how he couldn't control what other people did, how sorry he was that things got out of hand, but the damage was done. I'd seen who he really was when he thought no adults were watching. Someone who disrespected my home, ignored my daughter's feelings, and let his friends destroy my property. I told Tyler he needed to leave and that he wasn't welcome back. Emma was angry at me for a few days, said I'd ruined her relationship and embarrassed her in front of her friends. But a week later, she came to me and admitted that Tyler had been pressuring her to do things she wasn't comfortable with. Said he'd been talking about moving in together after high school and dropping out of college to work full-time. She realized that night showed her Tyler's true character too. How he put his friends' fun ahead of her feelings. How quickly he lied to my face. How little respect he had for our family. Emma broke up with Tyler the next week. She went to college like she'd originally planned and met a much better guy her sophomore year. Someone who treats her well and actually asks permission before bringing people to our house. Tyler tried to apologize and get back together with her several times, but Emma saw through his act after that night. She'd learned to recognize the difference between someone who's genuinely good and someone who just acts good when it's convenient. 3 years later, Emma thanked me for that test. Said it saved her from wasting years with someone who would have held her back and probably gotten worse over time. The best part is that Emma learned to test people herself. She pays attention to how her friends treat waiters, how they act when they think nobody important is watching, whether their actions match their words.